Hello, Bella Beauties and Bella Bows. Welcome back to my channel, Bella Black TV. I'm Bella Black. All right, today we are going to be talking about lifestyle again. And we are going to hear from John about his weight loss journey. So, welcome to the stage, John. Hi, John. How are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm well. I'm going to put us on the big screen. Give me just a moment. All right. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a series of questions so the people can learn all about your weight loss journey and maybe get inspired, especially it's about to be summertime. All right. So, John, what is your age, your height, and your weight loss today?
Yeah, so I am 35, 6'3". Uh, and you say weight loss today? I've lost about 260 pounds.
260?
Yeah.
That is amazing. Awesome, awesome job. All right, so let's get into this weight loss journey. All right, so how long have you been on your weight loss
For me, I want to say about 2020 is when I got serious about starting it.
journey?
And it's, still going to today.
Okay. Yeah, it's ongoing. Okay. But today it's 260. That is amazing. All right. So, can you expound in depth a little about what measures did you take to lose the weight and get to where you are today? Rather that be weight loss surgery, weight loss supplements such as diet pills, injections, etc., special diet and exercise, a personal training, fasting, or just a lifestyle change? How did you get to the 650-pound weight loss?
So for me, it's like a combination of things. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
So I always was into like used to do a lot of weight training. So a lot of that was like changing the way I worked out initially because I was like, hey, I need to get bigger, I need to get stronger to lift more. But once I started to, I had an injury and I started to shift that, and I lost a lot on my own through like walking, like doing more cardio, things of that sort. But then I had a setback, and I was working with my physician at the time, and she was just like, "Hey, with this particular injury, we may want to opt out and get like the sleeve." And I did the sleeve. I'm going to say in September of 22.
Okay.
And that's been, that helped me as well to get back on track and things of that sort.
That's amazing. So, when you said you walked, like how many times per week did you walk? How far did you walk? Yeah, what was your routine like? What was your cardio routine?
Yeah, so initially, I keep it real with people. Um, I was severely out of shape. I didn't even know what a weight room was for like about a year and a half, and
Mhm.
I couldn't even go upstairs at first. So I was like, I was embarrassed to get back into the gym. So I started off 3 times a week, just go and walk down and back the block, up and down the
Mhm.
block. Then eventually it started walking for miles. And I was just like, okay, I walk for mile. Now let's see how quick I can walk that mile. Then eventually I started back jogging. And once that happened, it's like, let me add some push ups into it. It started
Right.
off with, doing some push ups here and there. And then I started doing, 4 sets of 25 so I can knock out my 100. Then I added some body weight squats, 4 sets of 25. Then I added, just some leg raises and sit ups. So I had my block of 4 by 25 with different exercises, body weight exercises. Then I was like, okay, I'm ready to, ease my way back into the gym. And I started out going to the gym about 3 times a week. I would go after work. But then, I got a trainer once I felt more comfortable, and she started to push me. She was like, "Hey, I could tell you, I'm an ex-athlete, so I'm gonna push you a little bit more." And with that, it
Mhm.
was like the best thing. So she trained me like an old out of shape athlete, but it got me motivated to see how far I could go. And that's pretty much
Mhm.
my journey of getting back into the gym.
Okay, so when you started, walking, I know you said, it took a bit for you to just get out there and stuff and active again. When you started walking down the street to start that cardio, was that prior to the surgery or was it after the surgery?
All of this was prior to the surgery. Hmm.
Okay, all right, okay, all right. So that jump start in your motivation probably helped you just not handicap yourself and rely solely on the surgery, because you already had that motivation going prior to the surgery. The surgery was just a little boost.
Yeah, exactly. Um, Essentially, the way I saw surgery was like a tool, but it wasn't like the end all be all. And I did a
Mhm,
lot of my research because I saw like a lot of people who opted for the surgery, um,
mhm,
their before and afters, and the ones who made that mindset shift beforehand was like, hey, this is a tool. I'm not relying on it, but I'm using it to
right.
assist me. They
Mhm,
were already in the gym prior, so they were putting on the muscle, getting their skin, to retract pre-surgery. So when post-surgery, they snap back. And I know it sounds vain. I was like, I don't want the flabby arm, so it was one of those
mhm,
things like, hey man, uh, we're not going there. We're not going that way. So let's go ahead and hit
right.
the gym, put on as much muscle as we can, do what we can. Then, as far as the rest, let's go ahead and get the surgery. And that's pretty much the mindset and approach that I took, uh,
Mhm.
pre-surgery.
Okay, so when you said you did the surgery, was it like a Facebook support group or was it just you just Googled it and it was like people on there talking about their journey? Like what type of research did you do prior to getting the surgery so people can get all the information that they really need to make the best decision for them?
Yeah. So, first person that I asked was my brother's wife, mom. She had
Hmm.
the surgery. I think she had the bypass at first, and I
Hmm.
was just like, "Hey, tell me about your experience. Like, keep it real, keep it raw with me."
Right.
And she was very honest with me about her experiences before, during, and after, and that really helped me to determine like, hey, what was best for me. Then after that, I started doing some online research, and the person that I was seeing at the time, she had a medical background, and she told me about experiences of when she considered it and someone, a relative, actually had it. So that kind of steered me in the right direction of like, okay, these are my options. I didn't even because I didn't know there was multiple types of surgery. So then
Right.
meeting with my surgeon, he pretty much taught me, hey, what's best for you in your future and what you're trying to accomplish. And
Right.
speaking with my doctor, my PCP, because I really take pride in like going to the doctor, knowing my levels and things of that sort. So I had a lot of support and education from my doctors, my family, and people, who I may have just ran across who may have had the surgery. I asked them like a million questions.
Right. Okay. Like this is like this is like threatening, So somebody got to give me all the information. So speaking of that, were you scared? Because I know anytime that you get surgery, there's a chance that you just don't make it out. Did any of those fears cross your mind at any point?
Honestly, no. I just saw it as like, hey, this is necessary. I'm just gonna be real. The way I was headed, uh, you're either going to go and have this surgery or you're gonna die anyway if you don't make any changes. So they pretty much did it for me, and I was just like, I trusted my surgeon, I trusted my support at the time, and I had my faith in God, and that really was it.
Right. So did you go with a surgeon from one of the people that you said you had spoken with? about their surgery, or did you just go online, look at reviews, and try to choose the best surgeon based on
Yeah, so we looked at the best reviews in the area, and it was Dr. Chad at Lone Star Bariatrics in Plano.
that? Okay.
And since day one, when I sat down and I met him, I knew I was like, "Hey, man, this is the guy."
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was very passionate about what he did, but he cared so much about his patients and his team. And like I said, the person I was dating at the time, she was a nurse, and she was just like, "Hey, this is it." So, as soon as I sat in his office, I knew like this is where I need to go with.
Right, right. Okay. And that's good that you was able to um build a rapport with him and just get that feeling of okay, this is the right person that I'm leaving putting my life in their hands. So okay, I got it. All right. So did you set any milestones and dates for yourself? And were you successful in reaching those milestones by the goals and dates? Let's say you set a goal for yourself to lose 50 pounds in 3 months. Did you set any goals or milestones and were you able to reach those?
So, it's funny when I tell people this. I was just like, "Hey, when I lose 100, I'm gonna buy me a suit and get it,
Okay, so the
give me a
incentives.
suit." So I was able to do that, and I bought the suit small. I knew the suit that I wanted. I bought it, and I was like, when the time comes, I'm gonna get it, altered. And
Mhm.
it motivated me to not cheat because it was like I got this suit a couple sizes too small. Then before I realized it, I hit my goal. I actually surpassed my goal. And when I tried the
Wow.
suit on, it was baggy. So I was just like, "Hey man, let's get it." So uh, yeah. So when I did that, I was so excited. I was so excited.
Right. Just to see that you can set your mind on something and actually achieve it with hard work. Right. Okay, good.
Yeah.
And what food or bad habits were the hardest to give up, and do you still desire or do those things
Mm, man, my weakness, I would say my kryptonite would be some good Mexican food. I ain't gonna lie to you, I probably would never give that up. But what did happen for me is the portion control is big. Uh, that's been the biggest thing. I won't have as many chips and salsa. I tell myself like, hey, get a couple, go on and put it to the side. But the biggest thing for me was like the sleep schedule, because I was a workaholic. If I'm being honest, and that's how I gained a lot of the weight that I did. I prioritized
now?
rest, and it's like, hey, recovery is the most important. Well, outside of nutrition, recovery and nutrition is just as important as working out. So you have to prioritize that. And when I took that time to really emphasize the rest, it's like everything changed for me.
You cut out, John. You're on mute.
Oh, I was saying once I prioritized that rest, everything essentially changed for me. That was like a game changer.
Right. You said you prioritize your rest.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So rest is important. Noted. All right. Okay. So, do you ever slip back into your old ways? And if so, how do you recover from it? I know you said you do have those desires for Mexican food, but you are able to do portion control to help you not go back to those old habits. But do you ever just find yourself, because it's hard to be motivated 100% of the time, so sometimes we're gonna fall short. So do you ever find yourself going back to any old habits, or that saying, if you do something for 27 or 28 days straight, it's pretty much a habit, so it's just now a habit, so you don't even think about going back to any of your old ways?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. The biggest thing for me is when I don't have routine and I don't stick to it, it's easy to fall into them bad habits. So the best thing for me is like, hey John, like you haven't been sticking to your workout regimen, and when you don't stick to that, then you find yourself lounging around, scrolling,
Mm-hmm.
and before you know it, time done pass, and you eating junk food because your whole routine is out of whack. So when I stick to that
Right.
routine, uh, I'm good. But when I don't, it's like, hey, I just need to find something quick. Yeah, so
Right.
that's
Go
what
to
gets me.
fast food or some snacks in the cabinet if you have them, So I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah. So, and the crazy thing, the fast food don't really be good, but it's convenient, and it's just like,
Right.
man, I could have cooked something better than this. So
Right,
yeah.
right. So speaking of that, do you normally do meal prep to help avoid that? Like you said, sometimes you can just get so busy with going about your daily life that you just don't have time to cook or just don't feel like cooking because you're so tired. So do you like do meal prep, let's say at the beginning of the week, so you won't run into those problems, later in the week where you are too tired or that or you are don't have the time to cook.
Yeah, so I don't meal prep, but I genuinely like to cook. Uh,
Mhm.
I'll be like, hey man, I'll be chefing. So
Okay.
I look and I see I look and I see different recipes like on IG, Pinterest, and things of that sort.
Mhm.
And I just tell myself, hey, let's try this week. So I get my ingredients beforehand. That way I don't,
Mhm.
overspend. And I already know like in my mind like a little menu. And I just play it
Mhm.
by ear because I like my food fresh. I'm one of those type of people. Like I don't mind leftovers, but I like mine fresh.
Oh, I get it. I get it. And especially if you know how to cook the fresh food. So,
Yeah.
like, when you do follow those recipes, are they always healthy recipes? Or are they recipes that are a little healthy, but it still have a little uh, bad things in them, but you just practice portion control? Or, like, how are those recipes? What type of recipes are you making when you cook?
Oh man. So for me, can you hear me?
Uh huh.
Yeah, so for me, it's balance. I don't really deny myself certain things. I just tell myself, you can't have a lot. Like I love. I'm gonna be real. I love some good mac and cheese. So I just tell myself, hey, you make this in the small batches, and you give the
Right.
rest away. That way, I can't sit there and eat all of it. And that gets
Right.
me. Yeah, it helps me out. And people be mad at me. They be like, bro, how you gonna make all this good food and only eat a little bit and give it away? You losing weight and you trying to make us fat. I'm like, well, I mean,
Hey, to your own choices.
yeah, exactly.
It's here if you want it.
Yep.
All right. All right, good deal. All right. So, what do you like most about the new you?
Man, what I like most about the new me, I would mostly say uh, it's just being able to do a lot of the things that I used to do with my son. He's about to turn 11. And
Hmm.
like I said, I used to be really active. I played sports, played football. I was a big weightlifter, and
Hmm.
it was just like, hey, being able to show my son, what I used to be able to do, and that
Hmm.
particular version, because he was like, man, you didn't be able to used to lift this much weight, or you didn't used to be able to do
He said,
that,
I
and
ain't getting all
da da da.
this.
Yeah. And so now when he sees me doing this type of stuff, it motivates him. And he was like, man, I want to be
Right,
like my dad. And that's like the best feeling as a father.
right. Somebody looked up to his hero. That's good. And do you ever struggle with the thoughts and processes of your old mindset and who you used to be? Does those thoughts creep back in your mind from time to time? And if so, how do you transition yourself from those negative thoughts and behaviors and ensure that you get back on track? I know that just a minute ago, you kind of touched on when you are tired or don't have the time, that old mindset creeps back with getting the fast food or eating the things that you're not supposed to. But I know sometimes if someone, um, let's say, is overweight to a certain extent, it causes, let's say, not mental issues. It causes, what do I want to say? I don't know. It just, I don't know, that sense of sometimes insecurities or things like that. So, do you ever find yourself going back to that old mindset that you had when you had the 260 pounds on
Uh, I would say yes and no.
you? Mhm.
My biggest motivation would be is like, hey, you remember the goal? Like the goal is to grow old and experience your grandkids, and
Mhm.
it's just like, hey, whenever I have those moments, I remember where I started. Uh, and it keeps me accountable. And I have my friends and family. They motivate me because as I embark on this journey, they join me too. So,
That's
like my
mhm.
stepdad, he decided to get the sleeve a couple months ago. He's been losing
Mhm.
it. Then I have my aunt,
Okay.
that's a mother figure. She got it. Then also, her daughter ended up getting
Mhm.
it. Then my mom was losing weight on her own. My brother, he's out here working and being a beast in the gym with his kids. So it's just like whenever I feel some type of way, I just think about how I impacted my family to where now
Right.
they're impacting me. And it's just like, hey, that's all the motivation I need,
Right. And that's good when you have that support system to support you on this journey. Because, like I said, sometimes it can get like overwhelming because most people don't just like to exercise and do what you're supposed to do. But although we know that's what we're supposed to be doing, so it helps when you have those individuals in your corner that can motivate you, be your accountability partner, and just cheer you on as you go about life. And as well as you've been an inspiration to them as well. Like you said, you just pretty much change your whole family's lives, and that's very motivational. All right. So, what is your relationship status? Are you married, single, divorced, engaged, widowed, openly dating, or are you dating someone exclusively? What is your relationship status?
Yeah, right now I am single. So I just started back dating. It's been interesting, uh, to say the least. So yeah, I just got back out there.
All right. Well, that's awesome. So, I have a network of eligible and intentional daters. So, hopefully, you'll become a part of that, and I will be able to do a future interview with you. All right. And so, so along those lines, if there is a difference in your relationship status from before the weight loss to now, do you think the weight or weight loss played a factor in that? If so, how? I know you said you were recently um, single, so more than likely your relationship status did change from when you first started the weight loss to
Yeah, it changed, but
now.
if I'm being honest, the weight loss had a small thing to do with it.
Mhm,
It just ran its course. She's a great person. Um,
mhm.
she supported me during that time. I supported her when she needed me, but our paths we just went on two different paths.
And that's understandable. All right. Okay, so this next question, if you've been single both prior to and after the weight loss, how do you feel you believe the weight loss has affected your dating experience? I know that you said you were just recently back into the dating pool, but have you seen a difference from when you were previously dating when you had the weight on you versus now that the weight is gone, your dating experience?
Uh, Honestly, no, not for me because um, it's been about the same. The weight didn't really affect me. I'm not even. I know for some it does changes things, but I've always been a big guy, and even now
Mhm,
I'm still a big guy.
mhm,
So it's just that now I'm more so. I'm not quite there to where I was in college, but
mhm.
uh, it's just like the same for me.
Okay, all right, good deal. All right, so what has your weight loss taught you about yourself?
Oh man, that's a great question. I think the biggest thing that it's taught me is it's okay that your growth or your progress isn't linear. Like there's sometimes we thinking that if I have a setback, then I'm failing. But I've learned that that's really just an opportunity when I hit a plateau with my weight loss, or if I even if I gain weight, it's just an
Hmm.
opportunity to tweak and to make some modifications so I could be even better. Especially like when it comes to looking at the scale, because there's some times like okay, I strive for a certain type of physique, not necessarily a certain type of weight. And
Hmm.
yes, there was a time where I lost a bunch of weight, but I didn't
Hmm.
like how I looked. So once I started back with like the weightlifting and consuming more protein, it shot up on the scale, but I looked and I feel better. And it's just like
Hmm.
anything else in my life, like as far as starting a business, I took a step back earning in one area because made an investment into myself or to my business and I didn't yield the income that I want, but
Hmm.
I experience the impact or the influence that I
Right,
set out to. So, reality, that's a win. And now that I'm putting myself out there again in those areas, it's just letting me know, like, hey, anything you do, bro, you can get it. Just, be patient with yourself.
right. And just like you said, just because you had a setback does not mean you're a failure. You just get back on track. Okay, good deal. In accomplishing this major goal for yourself, are there any other goals that you've set for yourself? And if so, how would you incorporate the tools you used in your weight loss journey to accomplish your future goals?
Oh, man. So, I do have a couple of goals. Uh, One that I'm pursuing is a physical goal. It's two of them. One is physical, is competing in the hot rocks at the end of the year. With that, it was like, hey, you didn't lose all this weight for nothing. Let's go get it. So I've been
Right.
pushing myself, changing the way I train. You know, just changing the way that I see things and just making those adjustments to prepare for that. But also, like I said, I founded a business, Kingmaker Network. It's pretty much a community for men, who are seeking their godly identity. So just learning that, like, hey, just like it took me all these steps to get to that weight goal, it's going to take these steps to establish this community and also
Right.
maintain it and do it with a spirit of excellence as well.
Right. So this community, you said it's like a spiritual or godly based venture, or what is it?
Yeah, so Kingmaker Network, the best way to describe it, um, it's a community for men who want to be better.
Mm-hmm.
And we teach them godly principles on to be whole, as far as in the aspect of spiritually, financially, physically, and as well as emotionally. So I work with a couple of therapists. I work with personal trainers. I work with financial wealth advisors. We have seminars and Zoom calls to where we just come together as brothers and we talk about things that they may be dealing with that they don't have the safe spaces to talk about and just give them
Right.
the floor. But we also teach them, we know what the world says, what the culture says, but let's get some godly principles in there that's backed by
Most
scripture.
definitely. Most definitely. I definitely agree with that. And that is a major need in in the society where we are now. So those are that is a very good cause and it's very needed. So thank you for starting that movement and I just wish you success in it. And in your opinion, do you suggest someone bring a second party such as a support group, accountability, or exercise partner or trainer, and why or why not? Based off your story, I believe that that would be a good thing. But let you speak for yourself.
Nah, you're right. You're right. Community is everything. Uh,
Mhm.
because honestly, like there's going to be some times where you're going to feel discouraged, and you just need that fresh perspective of someone that can see the things that you may not see in the moment, and that's just in every
Right,
area of life, but especially when it comes to weight loss, and also somebody to hold you accountable, someone that you allow to be real with you about you, because sometimes just to be real, we can be delusional, and be living in our own fairy tale. You just need somebody to say like, "Hey, bro, like I thought you was
I got
trying to do
an
X, Y,
answer
Z. That ain't gonna get you there."
to that. Right. I definitely agree. That's a good point. All right. So, what advice, tips, or suggestions would you give someone that is looking to start the weight loss journey?
Man, the biggest advice I would give somebody is to be honest with yourself always, because a lot of times we thinking that we are in better shape than we are. I'm not saying be down on yourself, but be realistic about where you are,
Right.
so the right people can meet you where you are and help you and push you and propel you. And be real to the point of knowing that hey, it's a process and it's no quick fix because you didn't get to that size or to that bad health overnight unless there was like an extreme accident. But you're not gonna reach your your fitness goal or your healthy lifestyle overnight.
Right. Right. Because we've just been so caught up with this instant gratification that if you don't see the the 30 to 50 pound weight loss in 2 weeks, hey, you just gave up. And like you said, that is so unrealistic. So just be realistic with yourself and just pace yourself and just know that progress is some progress. I definitely agree. So, this is a great interview, and I'm pretty sure other people will want to stay connected with you, as well as maybe reach out to you for some advice on, I guess some resources regarding, either the weight loss surgery or rather your exercising routines or your eating habits or anything related to a weight loss journey. So, do you want to shout out any of your social media handles?
Yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram. It's my name. It's Just John Lewis at Instagram. Then it's John Lewis on Facebook. If you ever want to talk, whether it's about fitness, life, weight loss, or my community, feel free to shout me out there.
Most definitely. And if any of you all haven't heard any of John's messages on his social media channels, you might want to go ahead and check those out. He has some really inspirational messages, and he tells the truth. And he he gives you the word. And so that's great information to hear, to know, and to live by. So, John, thank you greatly for granting me this interview with you regarding your weight loss journey. I look forward to speaking with you about your dating. And so, Bella Beauties and Bella Bows are Bella Beauties. So, be on the lookout for that interview in the future. All right. Do you have anything else to say before you head out, John?
I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. Sorry about the background, kind of
That's
unexpected,
okay.
but yeah. Again, if anybody likes to connect with me, please feel free to reach out. As far as my community with the Kingmaker Network, I do have a Zoom call for brothers. It's going to be on May 30th at 7:30 Central Time, and you can just follow me on my socials, and I can get you that Zoom link. So yeah.
That's great, great, great information. And you said it's like a call, some type of call.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Zoom call. It's gonna be
A
called
Zoom
the
call.
weight of the world. Yes, ma'am. It's pretty much as men we carry so many weights that we
Right,
sometimes isolate ourselves. And I just want brothers to know that certain weights that you know we aren't even meant to carry, and that
right,
some are God weights, but then others you know help your brother. I mean, allow your brother to help you take some of that off your plate. So yeah.
right, right. And that is very important. You know, as I talk to people, I do realize that some people are struggling mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So that is a great cause to help individuals out there that may be struggling in those areas. So again, that's a great cause. And like I said, I wish you much success in that community and that as many people um, can, come across your community and benefit from it. All right,
Yes, ma'am.
John.
Thank you.
So until next time, thank you, and we will be in touch for your future interview. Okay.
Alrighty. I hope you have a good one.
All right. Thank you. All right, Bella Beauties and Bella Bows. That's a wrap. Thank you again for joining my channel and listening to this interview today. Until next time, take care. God bless, and talk to you later. Bye bye.